The word lunatic comes from the Latin word for moon, luna. People back then believed that the changes in the phases of moon causes insanity. A recent study found that as many as 81% of mental health professionals still believe that there is a relation between human illness and the moon. Moon has an immense effect on our planet. It causes the tides, and several marine species have their reproductive cycles synchronized with the moon phases. The belief that it affects the human health is thousands of years old, and it still continues today. So what is the scientific perspective about this? Does moon really affect our health? If yes, then how does it do it? Well, stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, this is TyroScience, simplified science to make you smarter. The belief about the influence of moon on human behavior is not baseless. Several studies showed there is indeed some connection. Let's look into various aspects of human health and see what different studies say about them. Moon and your sleep. To investigate the relation between moon and sleep latency, a group of international researchers studied the children worldwide and published their findings in Frontiers in Pediatrics. The reason for choosing children for this study is that the kids are more sensitive to behavioral changes than the adults, and their sleep requirements are generally higher. The study included 5,812 children from 5 continents. The children came from a variety of backgrounds in terms of culture and economic conditions. The study also accounted for factors like parental education, BMI, physical activity, etc. The data was collected for 28 months. The study found an average decrease of 5 minutes in sleeping time during the full moon. Another 2014 analysis found that it takes longer for people to get into REM sleep, or the deepest part of your sleep, during the full moon. Now let's talk about the cardiovascular system and how the moon affects it. Since the gravitational pull of moon can influence the oceans and tides, there is a belief that it might be able to affect the cardiovascular system as well. A 2013 study on male university students found that the blood pressure dropped by 5 millimeters of mercury during the full moon and new moon phases. It also added that the humans are physically more active during the full moon and new moon. However, a 2020 study on male athletes did not find any relation between physical performance and lunar phases. So physical performance bit is a bit debatable. Let's talk about mood and mental health. Many functions of your body are tied to your natural circadian rhythm. It is an internal or your biological clock-driven approximately 24-hour rhythm. The circadian rhythm helps in controlling sleep and wakefulness, and physical and mental health as well. When circadian rhythm goes off the rails, it can cause or elevate anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, etc. Outside factors like light and dark greatly influence it. A full moon brightens up the sky by 0.1 to 0.3 lux, which can interfere with the circadian rhythm. But so does the use of electric lights. A single street light gives out 15 lux of brightness, while your phone can produce 40 lux, which is much higher than the moon. So does the moon affect the mental health in any way? A 2006 review analyzing over 10,000 medical records from several medical facilities found no correlation between the moon and psychiatric and mood disorder visits. However, there is an exception to this when we talk about bipolar disorder. People suffering from this disorder may be affected by the moon. A 2018 study examined 17 patients with bipolar disorder. It showed that the circadian pacemaker, which is a group of nerves, becomes synchronized with the lunar patterns, which alter their sleep and cause a shift from depression symptoms to mania symptoms. But researchers have discovered that this particular issue can be treated with medications and light therapy. What about the effect of moon in violence and extreme behavior? While the moon won't turn you into a werewolf, but for centuries people firmly believed the correlation between lunar phases and assault, trauma, violence, etc. A vast number of researchers have analyzed many records and concluded that the moon does not elevate violent behavior in people. Many myths associated with the moon can be blamed on illusionary correlation, which is a thinking error. It is when someone concludes something without thoroughly analyzing the situation or taking all facts into account. It's like when you visit a new city and have a bad experience with 2 people and conclude that the entire town is terrible. When people saw something horrible and were aware of the moon's myths, they instantly linked the two. Even though the moon causes massive changes on Earth like tides, but the belief that it causes alteration in human behavior, making people more aggressive, violent, and depressed, is incorrect. Humans have evolved for eons to negate most effects of lunar phases, even though moon slightly affects sleep patterns and cardiovascular systems, but this effect is far too little than once thought of. Do hit the subscribe button if you like this video. Let me know what topics do you want to see next, and as always, keep learning, keep exploring until you know everything.